Hi everyone. I wanted to remind you that the Self Storage Summit is coming up quickly. Go to the selfstoragesummit.com to claim your free pass to the 2019 summit. Now again, hey, this is a virtual summit. This is going to be held online and not in the conference room. I'm delivering over 25 experts in self-storage right to your computer. So again, go to the selfstoragesummit.com to register, and I'll see you soon. So the big question is this: how are those in the self-storage industry like us going to be successful in today's market? That's the question, and this show will give you the answers. My name is Jim Ross, and welcome to the Self-Storage Show. Hi everyone, this is Jim Ross from the Self-Storage Show. Today's Storage Spotlight. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be fun. I got Susan Phillips. She's the CEO of the Self-Storage Association of Australasia. Did I get that right?
Yes.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
So from, I'd like to say sunny Melbourne in Australia, but it's a bit grey out there. But anyway, we can pretend it's a nice looking day. I have a blue wall. That helps me cheer up.
Yeah. Where are you connecting from? Where are you at right now?
So this is the office for the Self-Storage Association. We have one main office in Melbourne in Australia, although we service all of Australia and New Zealand.
Nice. What time is it there? Curious.
9:30 in the morning.
Oh, see, 9 there, 4:30 my time. So yeah, it's gotta love technology. We can do this, and it's like we're having a conversation face to face. That's perfect.
And neither of us had to get out of bed at 3 a.m. That's even better.
Even better, yeah. Anytime I don't have to travel, hey, that's a win for me. That's why I started doing this. Quite frankly, is I don't have to worry about traveling. So,
Okay.
no, thanks so much for coming on. It's just, I guess, start off with, I guess you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got in the industry.
Okay. Well, I actually own a very small self-storage facility at the other end of Australia.
Okay.
And I have also been very interested in the organisation. I believe if you're in an industry, it's your duty to belong to relevant industry associations, because that's the only way you do stay connected, you learn, and you can grow your business. So whatever business you might be in. And of course, the natural fit for storage is the Self-Storage Association. And they were responsible for helping me actually establish in the business, because the association offers a various levels of membership. And the first level that I bought into, and what we still offer today to people, is what we call a provisional membership. So this is someone that's thinking about the industry, thinking about investing or building, and they can join the association. They get some of the benefits, but they certainly can learn about the business. And then before they jump in boots and all with making a huge investment, they can come along to our conventions that we hold annually, where they can meet up with, I think you prefer to call them vendors, or suppliers, so that they can be coached through the process of the design, the build, and then how you fit out a self-storage facility, and then how you operate it and manage it. So getting into the business the right way is so important, we believe. And I think I'm a living example of that.
Yeah, just curious, how long ago was that when you started getting into the storage business?
In the early 2000s.
Okay.
And then, I didn't leap into it immediately, because it takes a while, when you're buying land, and especially when you're a small operator in a small country town, and you're doing your investigation. And so that takes some time. But then being a participant in the conventions over the years, where you keep returning and learning, that's so important.
Well, good. Well, that's why I'm so glad you're on here, because quite frankly, it kind of opens my eyes, because I just get so focused on here in America, the America storage business and all that. I get so focused on that. I wasn't even realizing, everywhere else in different pockets around the world that, storage is there. And I was mentioning before, I was on the podcast, I can see where people are downloading the podcast from. I kept getting just ping, ping, ping from Australia. I'm like, what? And so, yeah, I was very eye-opening of how big it really is down there. So that's amazing. How long has the association been around?
So the association, in about 1 week's time, launches into their 30th year.
Oh,
So
really?
we start
Wow.
celebrations from then for a year. And I'm not going to say it's a year-long party, but it's a year-long celebration
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for our 30th year. And it will culminate at our convention next year, which we're actually having in Melbourne. So in 2020, it's going to be great timing, where we will celebrate all things storage. But, you know, throughout the year, we're going to be doing things like podcasts, because we want to revisit some of our founding members and those members from 30 years ago who actually are still in storage now.
Really?
Because I think you often will pick up on is that when you get into storage, you're often there for life. So we've got second generation, almost, you know, third generation family businesses that are members of our association, and they've been around for several decades.
That's amazing. Do you know, I'm just not to give you all the stats and all that and quiz you, but do you know like approximately how many storage sites there are in Australia?
That are members of our association across Australia and New Zealand, we've got about 1,500 sites.
Oh, wow. Okay. Again, surprising on that one too. That's awesome. I was getting, before I got on here, I was checked out your guys' website. I was looking at your kind of year-end review video.
Yeah.
Really, that was slick, by the way. Whoever put that together, that looked really good. I like that a lot.
That's pretty special, isn't it? I enjoyed working on that project. Outsourced, of course, but it's come together really, really well. So yeah, and it gives a good snapshot in 2 minutes.
Oh, so I love anything like that. You know, I'm so much more visual rather than reading, you know, and that kind of thing. I looked at that and like, oh, there's some other associations that should look at that and maybe not rip it off, but kind of model it, because I was very effective. I liked it a lot. That was cool. So,
we like sharing.
Yeah. So how was I know you guys had a recent convention down there. How'd that go?
So we had our convention in Cairns, which is the opposite end of the country from where I'm sitting at the moment.
Really?
So up on the Great Barrier Reef area of Australia, so right up the top in Cairns. So the convention ran over 3 days, and we had sessions for our members on all of those days. And of course, we put them in a bus and take them out and show them a couple of storage facilities as well. They love to connect and get up close and personal with other storage operators on their home turf.
Yeah.
So we were able to do that as well. We also factor in lots of networking, because that's the one thing people return to the convention year after year, and they love catching up with their old friends. And so we make sure that we've got plenty of networking events. So we start out the whole convention with a great breakfast, getting everybody together on the balcony in the sunshine, because it was lovely warm weather. And we're able, and even though that's winter, a northern winter in Australia is quite warm, so it makes for a great setting. And then we led into sessions all through the morning. They were concurrent sessions, and they covered off on all sorts of topics. There was some, digital marketing. There would have been some HR sessions, OH&S sessions, some legal sessions. And so we then went through to the facility tours in the afternoon, and then headed off to the aquarium that night for a welcome reception.
That's cool. Yeah, I think I like the facility tour aspect. It's one thing we're sitting there in the convention hall or whatever, you're listening to the speakers. That's great, but it's totally another element when you're actually go physically to a storage site and kind of see things in action and that kind of stuff. So
yes.
Love that you guys are doing that. That's cool.
And it's nice when you go to those places, because it's like you've gone to someone's home, and they also treat all their visitors with great respect. They love showing off their facility, and they're flying the flags, they're displaying their certificates. They roll out the beers and the afternoon tea, and they really do welcome all of their fellow delegates. So that's always a fun aspect to and again, as you say, it gets people out, gets them recharged and re-energized, ready for the next round.
No, that's fantastic. No, I was just kind of looking at your website, and now you guys offer tons of support for stores. So again, you attest to it, because it helped you when you first got into the industry. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, you kind of started with the product and all that, and kind of worked your way up. How long have you been the CEO of the association?
This is my 4th year.
Oh, nice.
Mm, mm. Excuse me. And I saw it was it's important that we offer um, plenty of services to our members.
Yeah.
We've got members that come across all different levels. I mean, as I said, the people getting into it, you know, the ma and pa business owners that might be in a remote part of Australia or a regional part of Australia, and they might only have a small facility, through to our larger operators in the bigger centres that may own a dozen facilities. And then, of course, we've got our major competitors that will have, you know, 100, 160 facilities. You know, it does vary right across the board. So offering services to all of those, and then at a convention offering sessions that will tailor to perhaps staff in a smaller facility, through to, you know, the manager of a medium or larger facility, and then of course our majors that have got multiple facilities, and perhaps you know, they're listed on the stock exchange. They're very different from different levels of membership that we've got to try and cater for.
Yeah.
So it was a juggling act.
I was wondering that, as far as because again, I don't know anything about the market down there, but it sounds like there's a pretty good mix of, you know, smaller operators, medium, large operators. It's a pretty good mix that way.
There is a good mix, and they're all members of the association. So all of our major players remain members of the association and remain active and very helpful in helping the association to grow. And they're all people you can lean on for advice. You know, if you're looking for a piece of advice on a direction we should be going, or something that we want to do, there's no point rolling out a piece of research, for instance, if it's not what the members want. So being able to consult and take it forward so that it suits everybody, I think that's a key thing. You know, consultation's the key. But then remembering to offer those services to that tick all the boxes, depending on, and not every service is going to suit everybody.
No, of course not. But that's what you got to offer it. But yeah, they can kind of pick and choose what works best for them, and that's what grows your association. So, I'm just kind of curious, how is that coming along? You guys growing each and every year, kind of just moving along?
Yes, we are. Our association would be the same as it is, I think, certainly in the States and in Europe, because we all stay connected, by the way, the CEOs from the global group, we call ourselves, the G5, if you like.
Yeah.
We stay connected, and the consolidation in the industry across the board is something that we're all very mindful of. So it's the bigger players buying out the smaller players. So that can have an effect on your bottom line for membership, if you like. But what it does do is our association is continuing to grow with the number of facilities that we represent. And, you know, our revenue's increased. So, but we're mindful that that consolidation is still taking place. So, you know, we've got to keep our eye on the ball there.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. But again, you're very successful, and say you have great service. And I was very impressed going through the website, just checking everything out, the services, and it's fantastic. So we'll kind of lead it with that. For those that are, yes, in your area, in your neck of the woods, that's listening to this and watching this, how do they reach out to you to become a part of the association?
So that they can contact us either through our website, or, you know, simply a phone call, or they can email. So I don't know whether you add that to your podcast or not. What's the best one?
I'll put all that in the show notes, so I'll make it easy for everybody.
Sure. And we're really excited about our 30th anniversary, and mixing it up a bit with our program for next year. I often say this year because I'm already in 2020 space. So
you're already thinking 2020. I know. Yep.
And so we're looking at some pretty exciting and changes to the way we deliver the convention for next year that will surprise a few. So it won't be just the same as it has been in the past. So let's hope they
there's a little teaser, huh?
We'll find out whether we've done it the right way or not. But yeah, very much looking forward to it. It's an exciting time ahead.
That's cool. I commend you for trying something different That's the whole point. Is just, you try new things, see what works, see what doesn't work. That's how you learn. So no, I'll keep an eye out for it. I'm curious myself now. Well, good.
That's our pleasure. Maybe you should come on down.
That's a long flight. I don't know. I could.
Well, we are looking for one or two speakers from the States. So, and we were discussing them yesterday as we were going through our program. So, if any of your listeners out there are planning a trip down under, we'd be quite keen to hear from them to see whether they're
Okay.
based in our program for them.
I'll throw my hat in the ring. All right. You got to let me know now. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much, Susan, for taking the time and coming on.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we'll do it again. We'll do a recap of the 2020. And we'll see how everything went. So we'll do a recap then.
Cool.
All right. Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for supporting the show. I want to let you know that we've just opened up our brand new free private Facebook group. There I'll be having some extra special content not found anywhere else. If you really want your facility to be a success in today's market, then this is going to be the place for you. You can request to join us at selfstoragecommunity.com or search for Self Storage Domination Community on Facebook.